Be strong.
Howdy everyone, welcome back. I'm Jim, this is JimKiDo. I wanted to take a moment to sort of show some other pieces to getting started. This mission is really for getting started. They have a number of tasks that are in place. So, like in this particular task here, it's wanting us to mine something. So let's take a look at it real quick. Alright, you can find ore inside asteroids and planets. Equip your drill to enable HUD markers that show you nearby locations of ore. Locate, drill, and pick up some iron ore. Okay, so fairly basic, but one of the things that's kind of missing is when you pick up your drill, there's actually a embedded ore detector in your drill. It's not embedded in any other drill, so if you build a drill and actually attach it to a machine, that doesn't actually have an ore detector. The ore detector, when you have your handheld drill, actually has a very limited range. It's about 75 meters at best. And unfortunately, depending on which size vehicle you have, if you get a small size vehicle, the ore detector on that actually doesn't have any more strength than the handheld drill that you carry around with you. And I'll get into the details of the difference between a big block ship like this one here and a small block ship. We'll try and cover that on another video soon. Alright, so this wants me to go off and go pick up some iron ore. Good. So, luckily, we have artificial gravity. Now, if you notice, I went over, highlighted the ore, and picked it up just pressing X. Now, if I hold down X and then run across the ore, it will automatically pick them up. I don't have to go and individually pick up each sample of ore that ends up popping out because I drilled it. Now it's wanting me, is it so? Okay, so that I guess satisfied the criteria for that task. Alright, so let's take a look at this task. This task is about repairing. So what we can tell is we've got a solar panel here, and it's currently 100% on the light it's picking up. That's why we see 4 bars, four green dots along the base. Now these don't have, okay, and there's 4 dots on that one. This one doesn't have any because it is actually missing components. So let's go ahead and select the task. Solar panels generate power when in contact with sunlight. Power is stored in batteries. Prepare the solar panel to generate more power. You can find tools, components in the cargo container on the platform. Use your welder to repair the solar panel. So again, just like we did with the conveyor in the last video, we're going to left click because we can see when we hover over a part with the welder, and the same thing with the grinder. So when we go and we actually are in selective range of a component, we can see what its status is. Here we've got a button panel and it's at 100%. But here we have a solar panel and it's currently at 73%. This is down to 49 and is below the functional line. So if you see right in that graph on the right side, there is a functional and a hack line. So here we've got a solar panel that's at 97% and it's well above the functional line. On this one, where it's 73%, it's just barely above the functional line. And then here, obviously, it's non-functional entirely. So we'll go back to the welder, and we will left trigger. Now that we've got that solar panel basically quote unquote selected, it's within range of the welder. As long as it's in the highlight section on the right side of the screen, left click, and you'll see down below it says components added to build planner. Now if we press down on the left stick, we'll bring up the build menu. Now if we go and push that stick in any direction, we'll be able to see the build planner show up in the lower right hand side. It's a little inconvenient because you have the potentiality of clicking on something that you really didn't mean to, just because you were trying to go off and look up the build planner. But the build planner is there. It's showing the parts that it needs. So we come down here, and we're going to click this button. This button is going to go and try and satisfy the build planner. Whatever is there, it'll try and do that. Now if you hold down your left bumper and click this, you'll actually get, I believe, 10 times the amount of components. If you hold down the right, you should be getting 100 times the amount. So so we're going to just click on this. Now if it didn't actually have them and we had a production module, which we do, there's the survival kit, but the survival kit's actually a very poor production module. But we can click on this button and it'll actually queue up all the parts in the build planner to whatever the production module is default. And I'll get into that detail a bit more in depth on a follow-up video. So here, good. So no errors. We got all the components that were listed in the build planner. We'll pop up here real quick. And ta-da. Now, we didn't have to keep on welding to 100%. As long as it's above the red functional line, it will work. Now here we'll just go off and make sure we repair this one too, because we're going to be at this base for at least a little bit. And here, there. Okay, so one final thing, and let's go ahead and take care. We were about to run out of electricity, so we'll just repower ourselves. The survival kit is really slow, so when you're talking about building a base in this game, the survival kit will work, and it takes up a much smaller footprint than the medical station does, but it is super slow, so just keep that in mind. Let's see. So what I wanted to do real quick, we'll wrap up this video, is using the survival kit as a production module. So part of that is being able to take stone and let's see. So we need to. Let's see. Yeah, okay, so if we click here, so this is where where you can access the inventory directly. Now, you can control it from the front screen, but you can't add anything unless you are able to access the inventory. So here we're going to take this and move it over. Now what I want to do is switch over to production. So you'll see there's the survival kit. So what I did was I clicked X and that brought me into the inventory. Now I can go to control panel to go and control all the different aspects of the component itself, including renaming it. If I right trigger, so I'm actually navigating this menu system with the left and right triggers. So with the right trigger, if I move all the way over to the production tab, now it's going to show me what all can I build with it. This is its capability. It can't build anything else but this. Now what it can do though is take stone and actually process it into usable resources. So if I just click it once, it's going to go and create one of this. So out of one particular so out of 100 stone, it will create 1.2 kilograms of gravel, 3 kilograms of iron, 0.24 kilograms of nickel, and 0.4 kilograms of silicon. Now, when you get into building bases and utilizing resources, this kind of ratio is really important when you first get started. Once you move over and start utilizing basic refineries and refineries, which are the other two production modules for resources, they are much more efficient than this. They're also faster. And there's a bit of waste involved here utilizing this method with the survival kit. So just remember, now if I hold down the left bumper and click this, just selecting A, because I have this highlighted, now that will put 10 of those into the production queue. And as long as I've got enough stone, it will let me do that. So here, we're about to finish up. And there we go. Now, if I come back to the inventory, now I can either click back to the inventory with the left trigger, or if you notice down below, I can click X and go straight to the inventory for this module. So I can see I've got 384 stone left, so that's kilograms, and out of that it has produced 15 kilograms of gravel, 33 kilograms of iron, 2.64 kilograms of nickel, and 4.4 kilograms of silicon. Iron, nickel, and silicon are the basic elements necessary to build pretty much 60% of everything that you need to build initially. You'll need to get into cobalt to be able to actually build more sophisticated pieces beyond that. But the survival kit doesn't have that. I don't believe the survival kit has the ability to process anything but stone. So we'll have to get into building something else soon, and we'll slowly increase over time. Now, if I hold down the right bumper, so I've got the gravel, the ingots selected. If I hold down the right bumper and hit A, now it's going to shove 100 builds into the queue. But I don't have enough stone to accommodate that. So those will just stay into the queue until more stone is received. And that's the basics for building up resources overall. So I hope you found this video useful. I know there's still a number of points that I want to cover, but if there's anything particular that you'd like me to go over and provide some detail on, don't hesitate to leave those comments down below. As there are more videos like this coming along, feel free to subscribe and hit the notification bell, and you'll get notified when those new videos come up. So thanks again, and everyone stay safe.